And I'm so glad and grateful to the good Lord above that I'm like this, y'all. I always am thinking I can do better. Always, man. Even if I did, $3 grand in a day, I still think I could do better. It sounds crazy, man, but that is my mindset, continuously ticking all the time. All right, y'all, good morning. So it's Wednesday morning, day before Thanksgiving, man. So got just a little bit to do today. The Budweiser did call me this morning, and we are going to be working. We got just a couple of lawns we're going to do, just to kind of wrap the week up, yeah. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. I know the video yesterday. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I got home, I had all this good footage, I thought, and it was all taken on slow motion, man. So I want to kind of elaborate a little bit on the video I did last night in my garage, about, financing equipment and all. Now, the only time that as I was editing, I kind of saw this. The only time that I would not or be hesitant to finance is in the beginning stages of my business. I'm not going to finance things, when I'm not sure about workload and all of that, and that really makes you better in the grand scheme of things. So when you do start financing equipment, or you start looking at things a little bit different, then you're used to not financing, and that creates a better business persona, a better business decision kind of person. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm wording it right. And and everything that I talk about in my videos is it's not that I'm not projecting that because that's what everybody should do, or that I'm the know-it-all or anything like that, because I don't. I just tell you what I go through, what I think. And so you got to look at my videos from that perspective. It's not from a perspective of, oh God, he thinks he knows everything, because that's not the way I want to be perceived, and that's not the way I am. I'm very humbled by all my experiences that I've had throughout the time I've been doing this line of work. So I can't iterate enough the learning that I had to do along the way. So, y'all might think that I think I know it all, but I'm telling you that I don't. I'm telling you that I'm green in a lot of ways when it comes to the world of finance and banking and all of that. But I have learned a lot, man. And you should, at 13, 14 years in, you should have learned a lot. If you ain't, then what you been doing? I'm pro-financing as long as it makes sense. I'm anti-financing in the first 2 years, unless I got enough customers to justify that. Well, I'm anti-financing 10 years in if it don't make sense, So I'm fixing to pick up the bow, and we're gonna go do these couple yards, and then we're gonna go back to my house. And as long as he don't make me mad, he make me mad, then he ain't gonna be able to go back to the house with me. What's up, man? What's going on? Here's the Budweiser, y'all. Y'all been asking about where Bo is.
Hey there.
Oh, I thought so. Oh, yeah. How you been, buddy?
All right.
You been making it?
Yeah, I've been hanging out at the park to myself.
Oh, yeah? Cool. But yeah, y'all, we're gonna pull up here to Chick-fil-A and grab it. So what's up with court, dude?
I don't know. Jonathan said they was gonna dismiss it.
Who's that?
My lawyer, or they gotta review it some more.
But I thought you had a court date set, a time set to go to court.
Yeah, I had one. I had one last week too.
But you didn't go neither one?
No.
You don't think there's a warrant out for you?
I don't know.
Did you talk to your lawyer yesterday?
No, I didn't talk to him yesterday.
Shoot, dude, there might be a warrant out for you if you didn't show up for court, man. You don't. I mean, you ain't worried about that.
I mean, it's dismissed either way. I won't be
Yeah,
there
but
long.
but you'll have to go to jail.
I won't be there long though.
Yeah, but you'll have to go to jail though, dude. I mean, you don't know that it's gonna be dismissed now if you didn't show up for court. You don't know what they're gonna do. You know? Yeah, they might dismiss it if you went to court. But if you don't show up for court, man, that's a whole nother charge, man. No bond. I mean, that's crazy.
A charge?
Huh?
That's a charge?
Yes, contempt of court, failure to appear.
Oh man.
And there ain't no bond. You don't get no bond on that.
I don't expect to get no bond or anything.
Huh?
I don't expect to get a bond or anything.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't expect to get a bond. I know what's going on, you know.
Well, it seems like you don't, man, because you're not taking it very seriously, man. So once a warrant's issued for your arrest, you got to go to jail.
Oh,
There's no other way around it.
I know that.
So I'm trying to figure out why would you do that to yourself?
Well, I was wanting to get up there, man, but wouldn't nobody give me a ride. I didn't have nothing to work with. You know, I could have got there probably easy.
Could have rode your damn bike up there before I went to jail.
Yeah, I know.
Shit.
It was so cold. That's a dangerous highway and all that to be going up. That little bitty up tire on front of them ditches. It just seemed dangerous, man. Trying to weasel my way, you know. I just face my thing, my problem.
But you ain't faced the problems, man. The problems are gonna be when the next time the police see you and they run your name, you're gonna be going to jail.
They've seen me.
Huh?
They've been seeing me. It takes a little bit for sometimes they do my life. They have to review things. It takes a little bit.
Dude, when you have a court date and you don't appear for court, the judge issues a warrant right then. I've been in the court system enough, I know.
I didn't go last time and they did.
Well, last week?
Yeah.
Well, you said they put it off.
Yeah, they did.
Well, but you talked to a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
You didn't talk to your lawyer yesterday. He put it off for a week, right?
You're saying I have a lawyer.
Huh?
I have a lawyer.
Right. Well, they give you a lawyer for free. They don't charge nothing for
So
that.
he'll be there again.
Man, I can't believe you even thinking that there's not a warrant out for you if you didn't show up for court. I mean, I guess you could tell yourself that and it'll be okay. But the reality is, you know, if you don't go to court, man, on a specified court date, and it's not been arranged through a lawyer to get set off another time, then the judge they're not even going to spend a brief moment. He's going to call your name, you ain't there. You're going to say, is he in the courtroom? They're going to go out in the hallway, holler your name. If you ain't there, they'll come back and they'll say, okay, we'll come back to this. And an hour later, they'll do it again. And then they're going to say something like, well, okay, bench warrant for him, bench warrant for him, and bench warrant for him. And then a bench warrant for her, whoever didn't come to court, you know. And then once that bench warrant's issued, there ain't no getting out of that. You got to go to jail in order to satisfy the bench warrant. And there's no bond on a bench warrant. You know, you're out on bond right now. You know, not going to court ain't like no call, no show or nothing, you know, on the job. Not going to court is going to cost you. It ain't like a job where you can just say, well, I don't feel like going today, you know. I mean, it's something to think about, dude. I mean, I would have been on the phone with them yesterday morning begging them not to put a bench warrant out on me, you know. How come you didn't call them or anything yesterday?
Ain't supposed to bother nobody with no phones and stuff.
You ever thought about getting your own phone? This phone thing is killing you, dude. I mean, you could have worked yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, you could have worked with a phone. But not having no phone, man, it's just, man, you're losing every which way. You know? You don't see that?
Yeah, I know.
Well, how come you don't get a phone, dude?
My life, I got to fix my whole life, man, forever. I mean, I understand what's going on. It's not just going to happen if I just keep staying around up on the street, stinking around here.
So why don't you go somewhere where you don't have to stay like that?
Like where?
To the shelter.
I mean, if somebody wants to kill me, I don't stay with nobody.
Nobody wants to kill you, dude. I don't know why do you say
nobody.
such outrageous things? Nobody said one word about killing you. The only thing I'm saying is that you don't have a phone, you won't get a phone, you won't keep a phone, and it's costing you. In the grand scheme of things, it's costing you work, it's costing you not being able to call the court or nothing, it's costing you. I mean, if you had a phone, you might have been able to call one of them churches or something, and been able to get a ride to court, you know. But no phone, you might have been able to work on Monday, you know, if you had a phone, you know. You can't call me at 9:30 talking about I'm ready to go to work, you know. I'm just trying to figure out what you're thinking, dude. You know.
No.
I see.
I just want to get out of this. I just want to stop. I want it all. I want this to stop.
So why are you in the truck?
Cause it's work today.
Oh, okay. I thought you was. I mean, you saying you wanted to stop. What do you want to stop?
I don't mind coming to work. I just want to use everything right and properly.
But you don't.
That's what I want to start doing.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna start today?
I've started already.
You did?
Yeah.
You started when?
A couple of days ago.
Oh, when you didn't have no money. It's easy to not do anything when you ain't got no money, dude. Anyway, it don't matter, dude. It's on you. You're gonna be the one eating that bologna over there. You know, with no bond, looking crazy for nothing. You know. And then you have to wait on a court date. Shit, it might take them 2 months to get you to court.
It's just loitering.
It don't matter what it is. It's the bench warrant now. The bench warrant's more than the loitering charge. Not going to court is a big deal, dude. I mean, I can't, you know, sort of like not having a phone, but not going to court is a pretty big deal, man. You know? What you ate this morning?
Nothing.
What you want? Well, Billy, I'll get you a chicken biscuit, but I'll take it out of your pay today. Well, I mean, I ain't take nobody to raise or nothing. If you want a chicken biscuit. All right, y'all, so we over here at the first one. I got both started. I'm gonna eat my biscuit real quick. But y'all see how he is, man. I mean, I don't even really want to work him, man. It's getting to the point where I can't even be around him for any period of time. So he didn't go to court. Y'all heard him. He knows it all, but he don't know nothing. He doesn't realize that, you know, not going to court is a whole nother charge. I mean, you know, failure to appear, I don't know where you guys live at, but failure to appear in court down here, it don't matter if it's a damn traffic ticket or a damn shoplifting case or, you know, anything minor. It doesn't even matter, dude. If you don't go to court, they put a warrant out for you, and there ain't no reviewing it or none of that. They put a warrant out. I mean, right there in the courtroom. You know, when that judge went home yesterday afternoon, and there was nothing arranged for Bo to be in court or no continuance or nothing like that, then he had a warrant out for him. I guarantee you. Probably, truth be known, there's probably a warrant out on him from last week, because, you know, I find it, you know, he was telling me yesterday morning, and I didn't get it on video, that well, he was telling me last Tuesday, you know, well, he got to be there at 10 or 11, something like that. No, that ain't how it works. You got to be in court at a certain time for the calendar call, and it ain't when Bo gets ready. It's when they call the calendar, and there's a certain time they do that. They don't just say, oh yeah, just be up here around 10 or 11, you know. No. You be there if there's a time that you got to be there, and it's usually like 9:30. And I don't know if the corona's changed some of that or what, you know. So, but needless to say, I will be willing to bet money that there's a warrant out for him right now. And see, that's just stupid. You know, the contempt of court charge, failure to appear charge, is going to be more than the damn than the actual the original charge. I think he belongs in jail personally, but you know, I mean I ain't nobody. You know, who am I? You know. So this property here is I mean, there ain't hardly nothing to do on it, but he wants us to keep coming every week. This will be the last time of the month, I think. And then he wants me to come 2 times in December. So, you know, he don't hardly really even need it, man, really, man, you know. I don't know, man. I just don't like doing properties that don't really need it, man, because I feel like I'm wasting time. But I'm making the same money as if it needed it. He insists. I mean, you know, if it had been up to him, he'd have had me come every week in December too. And you know, and I ain't gonna cry about it. But what ends up happening is he's the only one on the whole route, you know, that wants that. So everybody else on the route is not, you know, they're not wanting that. They're not wanting me to come at all. So I had to ride, you know, and that's, y'all see what I'm saying. I had to ride the same distance and everything. All right, man. Good job, man.
Thanks.
Look pretty neat back there in the back. Look pretty good.
Yeah, it looks all right.
All right.
Pretty good.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna go over here and do this. We got a big one we're gonna go do. Well, it's an easy big one. Yeah, y'all, we're gonna be pulling up on this one, and that's really all the work I really got is these two. Might have some stuff at the house that we need to take down to the storage unit.
That's clean. That's got a lot.
Y'all, well, don't knock the funk off in the truck, man. You know, you're knocking that Rona everywhere, dog. You got that Rona van. All right, guys. So that's a wrap on the day. You know, Bo got on my nerves, like always. So one of my subscribers is his name's Credit Boss. Okay, he sent me you know, he commented on the video from yesterday, and his comment makes a lot of sense. You know, what he's saying is that before I buy, you know, another major piece of equipment, you know, buying blowers and weed eaters and stuff, well, that's just minor stuff. But before and this is just his suggestion, if he was, you know, and I love it, he's saying that before he would buy another big piece of equipment, you know, like a lift or Mini X or whatever, that I should reach full potential with the skid steer that I got now before I spend any more money. You know, and that really made me think, y'all. I did not even really think about that, you know. Yeah, you know, what he says is, you know, that he would not invest anything until he reached the full capability of what I already have, meaning the Bobcat. And he says the skid steer has a lot more business potential, and it's paid for, you know. And he's saying I would start marketing that service hard and kill it before I bought any other high ticket piece of equipment. And that makes a lot of sense, man. That makes me kind of step back and say, okay, you know, I love the comments, man. I just love them, y'all, because it really helps me, you know, make decisions, you know. And I'm not saying I'm not going to buy another piece of equipment, but I understand exactly what he's saying. And now that I, you know, have looked at that and kind of look at, you know, self-analyze, to be an entrepreneur, you guys, and it's just all my opinion, I'm not a Mr. Entrepreneur or nothing, you know, to be an entrepreneur, I feel like you have to be able to look in the mirror hardcore, you know. You have to be able to admit when you're wrong, even if you don't admit it to people around you, but know inside that, hey, man, how could I have done this different, or could I have done this better, or, you know, that kind of thing. You have to be able to admit these things, you know. So now I got another dilemma, and it's a good dilemma to be in. And I talked about it yesterday, but my video was all screwed up. So I have Ritchie Brothers, you know. I went online there's a Ritchie Brothers auction about 6 miles from my house. They have it, you know, a couple times a year, 3 or 4 times, 5, I don't know. And over the years, I have been, you know, wanting to go to this auction. It's this equipment auction. You know, they sell everything, dude, from you know, skid steer attachments all the way up to big cranes and things, asphalt layers, you just name it, dude. Work trucks, every kind of truck, you know, tool trucks, just, you know, equipment auction. And I've been wanting to go to the auction, but, you know, there's a lot, you had to jump through a lot of hoops, you know, to go. And I just never found the time to pull away to go to the auction. And, you know, and if you're not, and I don't know, I really don't know enough about it to even be talking about it really. But what I did this year with the coronavirus, nobody could go on site. So everybody has to bid from the computer. And you could bid from the computer before, but you had to go through more stuff. You had to show up down there. A few things that you had to do. And so what I did was, and I'm sure some of you guys that watch my channel are very familiar with auctions a lot more than me. I'm not familiar with them at all. I like to watch them, and I like to, you know, learn. You know, I'm all about that, and what people are paying for this and for that, blah blah blah. So a couple weeks ago, I filled out a form on Ritchie Brothers site, you know, and when I filled out this form, I guess they ran my credit or whatever. And because to bid online, they got to run your credit, you know. And so I filled out the form, and I said, yeah, whatever y'all need to do, man. You know, I filled out the form and emailed it to them, whatever, you know. And they came back to me yesterday, and they approved me to be able to bid up to $30,000, you know, on a piece of equipment. The auction is on December the 9th. And now, you know, I'm thinking to myself, okay, man, it'd be sweet to be able to get one of these towable lifts for 10 grand or whatever. You just never know what you're going to get, you know. I was looking at the results of some of the auctions, you know, in the last 6 months, you know, all in the Southeast United States, you know, and a good Mini X, you know, and of course, I don't really know what a good Mini X is. You know, a good price. Well, I don't even know what a good price is. That's how ignorant I am on Mini X's, and I don't mind telling you guys that. But I'm a fast learner. Believe that. So, a Mini X, the ones that I'm looking at are that I would like to get. You know, I ain't saying, and I know last night I was saying I'm probably not going to get one. I'm still probably not going to get one this year because it just don't make a whole lot of sense to spend. So Ritchie Brothers told me yesterday, and I got the email confirmation and everything, and all the, you know, the ins and outs of the 30K. They told me that I could buy a piece of their equipment, or I could buy a piece of Iron Planet equipment, and it didn't have to be in Atlanta. It could be at any auction. Now, just because somebody or a bank or whatever tells me, anyway, just I'm talking about me, tells me I got that they approved 30K in financing or whatever, don't mean you got to spend the 30K, you know. And I'm a disciplined spender. It might not seem like that, but I am. I don't, you know, I'm not wooed, you know, very easily, you know, because I'm kind of a practical person too. Of course, I like, you know, everybody likes new equipment that'll do different things, you know. Of course, I love it, you know. I can see me actually being equipment rich. And that's, you hear about that sometimes online, you know, a lot of times on YouTube, where these bigger lawn care hardscape guys, they might have, you know, $300,000 worth of equipment, but no work, and they can't, you know, make the payments or whatever, you know, and they call that equipment rich, you know. I think that you need to be a little bit kind of a balance in the middle there, you know. So now that Ritchie Brothers has approved that for me, and I didn't ask them for 30K, that's what they said. You know, I just filled out a form to bid online. That's all I wanted to do was bid online. And then they came back and said that I was approved for up to 30K to bid online with. And I'm like, wow, that's sweet, you know. 'Cause from what I understand on these lifts and you know, man lifts. I ain't talking about equipment lifts, I'm talking about man lifts. It don't take much to be able to pick 500 pounds up as far as hydraulics go. So I don't know how big these engines are, but I know they're not as big as my mower engines. So, you know, small, I want to say, and I might be wrong, and I could find out, 18 horsepower or something like that, you know, to run the lift. And that would be good for me from a mechanical standpoint because, well, you got an engine and you got hydraulics. Something that I'm not a mechanic at, but I know people that are, you know, something that, you know, that I can identify with, you know, based on it's the same thing as a mower or any other thing that runs a hydraulic pump. You know, an engine running a hydraulic pump, well, it's an engine running a hydraulic pump. If something goes out, then and it's the engine, you just replace the engine. Hell, y'all know you can get a damn 20 horsepower engine, you know, 19 horsepower engine for hell $1,000, you know. But if you go all the way electric, you know, well, that can cause some issues for me if something breaks and I don't understand and don't know anything about electric engines. And I don't know that all. I have to really sit down and look at the specs, but which one I may or may not get. But I'm really considering not doing anything right now. But I don't think I just don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, sometimes I feel like sometimes you have to seize the moment too. You know, with Credit Boss, you know, commenting, that makes me think. Okay, that's a great thing to look at. I mean, that's the kind of feedback I love, you guys, because that makes me think. You know, damn. Okay. You know, now that he mentioned that, that's kind of how I'm thinking. You know, because I have not run the Bobcat to full capability yet. I know I haven't. And I guess, you know, I talk about all the time, you know, in the lawn care, you know, in my particular business, I don't do any marketing, you know. So over the years, the business has you know, just kind of been able to, you know, go off of existing customers, word of mouth, and that kind of thing. A very little marketing, you know. That's a good thing when you're in the mix of that, but that's a bad thing when you're trying to market or sell another service, you know, outside of the lawn care, you know, because I don't know how to market correctly. I don't know how to do it, man. I don't know the best way to do it. And see, if I'd been doing it all along in my business, then I would be as good at that as I am at, you know, doing the lawns and stuff, because it would become, you know, but I haven't had to do that. So I'm kind of green on the marketing end. So, you know, gonna have to figure some stuff out on that. Well, you gotta look at it like this too. How often is somebody gonna how often is somebody gonna loan you 30K at 3.5 interest, you know, or have access to 30K to buy equipment with, you know? Man, you know, that might be an opportunity that, and I got until February. This is good until February. I think February the 22nd or something like that. So that, you know, is a way to look at it too. Because as an entrepreneur, you guys know as well as I know that you got to seize every moment. You got to seize every opportunity. And if I don't do anything, if I don't seize the 30 grand and maybe not the 30 grand. I probably wouldn't spend the whole 30 grand unless it was just something I couldn't pass up. There's just so many things that you can do, man. God, dude, it's just like the possibilities are freaking endless. You know, yeah, there's a lot that you can do, you know, with 30 grand at an equipment at an auction. You know, if you're smart, you got to be smart and you got to know what the hell you're doing. And I don't. So I'm gonna, you know, think about things. Think about what Credit Boss is saying. I've been thinking about that since I read the comment last night about, the Bobcat not earning the potential that it can. Yeah, and it's not. I get it, you know, because it can earn a lot more money, and I have everything it takes to make it earn a lot more money. You know, I have a dump trailer, I got an equipment trailer, I got 2 trucks. You know, it makes me think, well, you know, I might need to go back and reassess, you know, my needs. You know, and you know, so I'm doing that even as we speak. You know. But the gambler side of me is like, man, they're offering you, you know, they're granted you 30K to buy equipment with at their auction. Man, just think if you could buy, you know, hell, you might be able to buy 2 skid steers at 30 grand, and then flip one of them, you know, and get 25 of your 30 grand back, and then have a damn near free skid steer. Or I'm saying skid steer, but any piece of equipment, you know. And that's where it comes into play, knowing a lot about equipment, you know. So and the same way with a Mini X, you know, I wouldn't take that 30K they're gonna loan me or let me bid with and spend it on an excavator. I don't know enough about them, man. I don't know if I'm getting a good deal or a bad deal, but I know somebody that does. I know somebody that knows a whole lot about them, and he flips machines and stuff. So that might be a route too that I could take to make money in the course of using their money to make more money. See, if I can use their 30 grand and turn it into 50 grand, that's the American dream, y'all. Come on. That's the American dream, man. That's living the dream, dude. Oh, or I could take 30 grand and lose. That's the American nightmare, y'all. The American nightmare. So, you know, and that's what makes it appealing but scary. You know, nervous but excited. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? You know, I'm just gonna not, you know, get too high either way. You know, because you know, a lot of entrepreneurs, especially you know, starting out in the game, they would take that 30 grand and they would buy what they think they need. See, I've been in the game long enough to where that 30 grand ain't gonna burn a hole in my pocket, even if I never use it. If I never even use it, it ain't gonna you know, I put it this way. I'm not giddy over it like, oh, I want to go buy a $30,000 piece of equipment. I want to upgrade my skid steer. I don't even think I'm going to upgrade the skid steer. You know, think about upgrading the skid steer. I could sell the one I got, because I'm not going to have 2 skid steers, you know. So I could sell the one I got, and I don't know how much for, and then turn around and use that money or some of that money and throw that with the 30K. Dude, I'd have a really nice skid steer. But I don't know that I want to buy a skid steer from an auction. I'm sure there are good ones, but I bet there's some shitty ones too. You know, it's all work, man. It's all work, dude. Research is work. you know, all the things that you got to go through to make sure that you don't hamper your business. Because if I take that 30K and I don't make the right moves with it, then it can hold my business up for years of growing. But if I'm smart and I think about what I'm doing and don't rush into nothing, then it can really enhance things to make the business grow a lot faster. Screw it up and it can sabotage you. So just because somebody is, or a bank is saying, hey, here's 30 grand and buy yourself what you need at 3 or 3.5 interest, you know, don't mean that you're going to take the 30 grand and do it. Smart people do, that are really smart, that really know a lot about equipment from an auction, you know, because that ain't really a whole lot of money in the equipment game. That's you know, that's peanuts, man, in the you know, construction equipment game. I mean, you know, yeah, y'all. So, you know, I know the last couple of days have been videos about, you know, upgrading and making some business moves and doing things that'll enhance the business next year, and it's not really lawn care, because I don't plan on buying a lawnmower, and I'm not going to buy weed eaters or anything from an auction. I'm not going to buy blowers from an auction. So, you know, but see, I know that cutting grass, and y'all can think this is crazy, man. I know that cutting grass, if you're me and you are, you know, where I'm at in life as far as my age and all this. If I were 25, I'd be thinking totally different, you know. But I think that as I get older, I need to buy equipment that can do all the back-breaking labor. Because if I don't, then I will always be dependent on help. And I think as a small business, you're going to be dependent on help somewhat no matter what. But having the machines, and I ain't talking about lawnmowers, having the machines, Mini X, lift, skid steer, just whatever, you know, enables you to be able to do more jobs, make more money, and not have all the labor costs that I have with the lawn care business. See, with the lawn care business, the labor is a pretty big chunk of what your expenses are. You know, in the very beginning, you know, you want to, you know, I wanted to, you know, have guys work for me so I wouldn't have to do all the work, still do. But you have to, in the lawn care business, have guys work for you to make top dollar and to grow and to not kill yourself. There's no way that I could run my business in the summertime by myself the way it is right now. There's not enough time in the day, you know. So you step over into the equipment game, and without the lawn care, I would not have been able to. Number one, I wouldn't have had the money. Number two, I wouldn't have had the thinking and the resources in my head to be able to know what piece of equipment to buy to make some money, you know, outside of a lawnmower. So, you know, I can love lawn care all I want, you know, but if it's going to cost you know, half the money in labor and you know, or 75% of the money in expenses, then you have to ask yourself, okay, do I really want to continue to do that as I get older? If I was 25 or 30, well, I'd be thinking totally different. I'd be like, let's do lawns and let's grow. And that's how I was when I started. And that's how I've been all the way up until I started getting into some of the bigger equipment. And then once I started getting into some of the bigger equipment, I start seeing, you know, I can go out with a skid steer without anybody on the ground, any labor at all, and make $1,000 in a day, and have very little expenses other than the machine. In the lawn care, you're not going to do that. In lawn care, I don't think, well, I know for a fact that I've never made $1,000 in a day by myself cutting grass. Never. Never. No matter how long I worked, if I was just cutting lawns. So I need to look at that, look at the density and all that, you know, to try to make it. But with labor, I've hit $1,000 quite often, you know. So, but you gotta weigh that against your expenses, man. You know. But without the lawn care game, I wouldn't be able to even be thinking about Mini X, skid steers, or man lifts. You know, I wouldn't even be able to, because my brain would not be ready for all that. In year 1 or 2, I wasn't ready to do anything other than just, hang on to the bucking horse and try to get good lawnmowers. Now that I've achieved that, what's next? And then once I achieve what's next after that? You know, I can't help it, man. It's just how I'm built, man. I don't know if that's good or bad. I always want to be able to make more money. If I make 500 a day, I want to make 700 tomorrow. If I make 700 tomorrow, I want to make 1,000 the next day. It never ends, man. You know, that's just how I am. And Plotting Ray, peace out.